Hi girl, so you and your partner have been long distance for a while now. You're not communicating as much. You kind of feel like you're single, even though you're not. Don't worry, I got you. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanya. This is Talks with Tanya, and as you can see by the title, we're talking about how to deal with long distance relationships. I was in one myself, and I thought I should come on here and give you guys some tips. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So I met my husband back in 2020. So we basically started a long distance relationship before we actually were long distance, but because of COVID restrictions, we couldn't see each other. So yeah, if there was a degree for long distance, I think we would get it. Regardless, after the restrictions, we could finally see each other. But then the one time I had to move to Paris, and that time I was in France, and I had to move to Paris for a job, and again, long distance. Damn, we could not catch a break. And then later on, I had to move back to South Africa, and he had to stay in France because he's French. Another long distance again. So we were basically long distance about 3 times. And I'm gonna tell you the things that we did to kind of keep it, moving, to keep it going. My story is a little bit different. We're like in different continents. So if you at least in the same country, that's like a plus. But like if you're in different continents, I understand you. So I was in Africa, he was in Europe. And in South Africa during that time, or right now still, there was this thing called load shedding. It's like the electricity goes away and you like left in the dark and you have no Wi-Fi, no electricity, so you can't communicate. So we had to deal with that. Not only that, I didn't have Wi-Fi where I lived. We didn't have Wi-Fi at that time. So we couldn't just like easy like video call or FaceTime and stuff like that, because like I wouldn't have Wi-Fi. So what we did was send each other videos, like mini vlogs of our day and stuff like that. That honestly helped so much. So if you definitely in a long distance relationship right now, send each, if you're not really that confident in like video calling each and every time, because I understand how that can be. Like I was so insecure with myself. I was like, yeah, it's early in the morning, I don't want to show you my face, but after I get myself together, and then I'll take a video. Okay, I'm brushing my teeth. How's your day doing? I'll video myself cooking and talk to him, and then send it to him. He might not view it, but then later on, he's also gonna send me like him going to the grocery shop, him working, and all that kind of stuff. And really made us connect with each other more, because it's like you're watching a mini vlog of your partner. And it's just so sweet, and it's a nice way to communicate without always having to video call. But then again, we also did video calls once in a while, and that's the thing. I lived with like my full family, so I wasn't really that confident, and we didn't have like actual brick walls, so like everyone could hear like what your conversation is about. So that also made it tough. So when we did video call, I'd make sure like no one is home, and finally I can like speak freely and like we can laugh. Another thing that you can do instead of just video calling is like watch movies together. We used to watch movies together, like the same series together. You can have dates, actual dates, like put your camera in front and then start eating, and then you like talking. It's going on great, literally. You can listen to the same music and like dance. It can sound cringe, but like those are the things that you absolutely need when you're in a long distance relationship, because you don't have that physical touch. You feel like you're lonely, they're not there. But those doing like activities together, exercising, we did exercising a lot. That was during COVID. Like would video call each other while doing exercise, and I loved being like the leader with that, like teaching him, push-ups and all that kind of stuff. Really does help. So try get on that and discuss that with your partner. And number 2, you know how I love lists, communication. And I know that was basically communication, but like in communication in terms of like let each other know that you are busy, let each other know what you're up to, not in like a forceful way, like I want to know where you at 24/7. But since you're long distance, you don't know what's going on the other side, and that's where trust comes in as well. You want to let your partner know, like, no, I'm not ignoring you, I'm at work right now. Let each other know like your plans for the weekend. Oh, I'm gonna go to this party, that's why I'm not gonna be online this time. Oh, I'm studying, blah blah blah. Communicating with each other, because trust is so important. You just gotta let them know, just put yourself in their shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're going out with friends, take a mini video like, hi guys, say hi to my man, say hi to my girl, just to make them feel safe. And that's what you want to do. It's not even about like it's not so much about like you don't trust the person, but like just wanting them to feel like they're a part of your life, and that kind of like pretending that you're together, and like you're just letting them know like, hey babe, I'm going out to the shops quickly, I'll text you after. little things like that, you know, they really do make a difference. And also being comfortable with silence, because you do get those dry days. Like, I'm not even gonna front, like, you get those days where like the conversations are there and don't force it. And that's another thing, don't force it. Like, you know, there's those days where you're just like, hey, what's she doing? Those are the, you know, you're not having any deep conversation, like something exciting. Allow those days to happen. Like, it's okay. Even if you are together, those things still happen where you just feel like nonchalant about things. You're human. You're growing differently apart, and it's okay. Okay, it's okay. As long as, you know, you pick it up, you know, you don't always have to have it, you know, like this excitement. I think that's the one thing that people think, that like the relationship is breaking off because there isn't that excitement anymore. That's the thing. Even with when you're together, like in like physically, that excitement kind of goes away, and it comes like it goes away, you know, but just don't let it linger for like 2 months, you know what I'm saying? But like, it can happen for a week where you're just like not, you know, in the same vibe, and it's okay. You still love each other. And that brings me to my next point. Love matters so much. I know that, you know, when I say love, you like, you know what I mean, like you're like, obviously, like, I love this person, but love in the sense of I'm comfortable and I'm safe, and even if this person's at work for like the whole day and they haven't spoken to me, they haven't called me, they love me and they're not gonna get bored of me. They're not gonna, and that really needs to be built up usually before you even go on the long distance relationship. And I think that really helped us a lot, that we knew each other before long distance, like for a while, for about 6 months. Yeah, we knew each other, you know, face to face. And I think that really helped, because if I didn't know him as well, I wouldn't have been like very confident, like, oh my gosh, I am being too boring, maybe I'm too fun, maybe it's gonna find some other excitement out there. But like, just that love helps you to be comfortable. And that's also for couples that live like right next door to each other. The love matters. Another thing that helped my husband and I was sending each other gifts. Since you already don't have physical touch with this person, them getting you something that they've thought about, something that they've seen and touched, and them sending it to you means so much. Obviously they don't have to touch it, but like, if like for birthdays, for Valentine's Day, whatever it is, getting your partner something, a physical gift, y'all have no idea. Y'all have no idea how that changes the game. My then boyfriend would like send me earphones, and it's something so small, but I'll just be like, I'm wearing the earphones you got me, and it's just like so sweet. And even getting them flowers, like you know their address, you can find a shop there that sells flowers, surprise her, surprise him. Do you know how like cute that is? That even helps people see that your relationship is serious, because sometimes people don't take long distance relationships seriously. Like, people that are outside looking in obviously don't care about what people say, but we know that happens, okay? But them seeing like, okay, it's real. It also gets those other people that are trying to destroy a relationship like, okay, it's real. They are, you know, you're investing to each other. That's the thing, investment. Which then brings me to my next point, planning. Have some sort of planning to actually meet each other. Oh my gosh, I think this is the one tip that you can take away from this that literally saved my relationship, having a plan to meet each other. Because when I was doing a little bit of research with this video, I saw some people like, this is how I survived long distance relationship for 7 years. What? 7 years? Long distance relationship is not supposed to be like something you settle in. It's just like a momentary part of your life, but like you aiming to be with each other. It's not something that you like live comfortably long distance. 7 years? Are you kidding me? So none of you are making plans to actually meet? I think it should be like 2 years, 3 years max. Because 7 years, that's just too much. That's too much for me. You know, so this is what I'm saying. Like, you should have a plan to meet up. You should have a plan to live closer to each other. Both of you should be making some sort of sacrifice if you love each other enough, and also gives you some sense of hope, some sense of looking forward to. Because if it's just dead, you don't know where it's going. You wonder like, am I wasting my time? Because you don't want to waste your time 7 years with someone you hardly ever meet. And when you do meet, you are completely different people, because you don't want that space to be too long where you grow into complete strangers. Because how you communicate online and how you communicate once you're in real life is completely different. Okay, when you meet and you finally live together, you are literally dating like again, you are starting again. Literally. And I think that's why when someone says like, oh, how long have you been with this person, I always respond with the time that I've been married to him. You know what I'm saying? Because if I say, oh yeah, we've known each other, like we've been together, yes, we've been together since 2020, but I've really gotten to know him since we got married and started living together. That's when I've really like, okay, this is who he is. Because before, we're speaking online, I don't know how he does his laundry. I don't know how he really reacts to certain things, to bills and stuff like that. So you don't want to let that, you know, long distance too long, because you're going to be total strangers when you meet. So planning to meet up, saving money together, like, okay, we want to meet up. This, especially for us, he was in Europe, I was like, there's no way I'm coming to Europe. It's much easier for him to come to South Africa because he wouldn't need a visa. Damn, these Europeans really got it, huh? He didn't need nothing to come here. He just needed a passport, and that's it. No, nothing, border control, nothing. Simply just come in. So we needed to be like, okay, so you need to save this amount. This is where you're gonna stay. I had to, you know, find a place for him. I had to figure out how he's gonna come here to South Africa, you know, for the weeks that he came. And that honestly gave us hope, and it really showed me that this guy really truly loves me. Him coming all the way, like we didn't even have a ring or nothing. Like that was like it was still like boyfriend and girlfriend. He was like, no, I love you. I want to see you. You know, I'm coming next August. And he came, and he was literally in like outside of his country for the first time in his life. So I was like, okay, guy is committed. So have that plan with your partner. Just don't be asking each other, like make actual plans. Buy tickets, save actual money, put it into place, put in your calendar, take time off work. All these things really do matter. And when you do see each other, it is amazing. And it just gives you a boost of energy to continue on if you still aren't able to like live or like stay near each other. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a booster. You know, like you've been trying so hard and you finally see each other. It just boosts another, like, it gives you so much endurance meeting up with each other. And obviously trust really matters, just like trust in general, you know, like trusting who the person is when they're by themselves, you know, because even when you do live with them or stay with them, you're still gonna have to trust them. But this is obviously in another new level because you don't know what this person is doing, okay? And they might be lying to you, you don't know, you know? So that's why I think it's important to really kind of know each other before you go to the long distance. I know sometimes you might meet someone for like 2 weeks in whatever country and you continue, you don't really know them, but like just having that trust and building on it and talking about things openly really does help, because you don't want to see your partner, you don't want to get jealous, you know, because you want to know, like, do they have like opposite sex friends? I think I made a video about that, did I? About like platonic friendships. I probably should. Yeah, but like I think that really helps, you know, talk about that, so that because without trust, life is pretty tough. So we really had to tell each other our boundaries. We're like, okay, this is what I'm comfortable with, this is what I'm not comfortable with. Like I remember there was like a picture I had with the one of my guy best friends was like holding me, you know, we're like hugging and stuff. And it's a friend I've known for years, you know, and he was like, you know, I'm not really comfortable with that. And obviously it came off defense. I was like, hey, this is my friend, but I had to like look at it from his perspective. And I spoke to my mom, we're like talking about this. I was like, well, he's out there alone, he doesn't know who this person is, he's seeing that, like what do you expect him to think? Imagine if it was you. So you just have to discuss those things, like what your boundaries are, what freaks the person out, and just respect at the end of the day. Like, do you respect your partner? Do you put them first? You know, are you just gonna, you know, that's the word compromising. Like, yeah, I get it, you know, you just have to do things for the people that you love, and if you love them, that's how it is. How to make it work is like, really, if you're gonna be defensive about it, that's gonna be another issue. So at the end of the day, have direction, have trust, have communication, figure out what works for you. If you're in another country where you don't have access to certain things, make an effort. The partner can also make an effort. And at the end of the day, love conquers all. But like, yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.